Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. This is upload number 1 of 2. You're lucky, you're getting a double upload today. And the first video is this one in relation to England's Euro 2020 26-man squad that has officially been announced by Gareth Southgate. And there's one surprise here. One surprise that I think many people are actually not that surprised about, if it makes sense. But Gareth Southgate has decided to go with not 1, not 2, not 3, which is what everyone thought was going to happen, but 4 right backs. 4 right backs in the squad. I'm going to put up the squad for you now and we'll go through it name by name, department by department. So let's check it out. This right here, as you can see, is the England team. We've got the 3 goalkeepers of Dean Henderson, Sam Johnston and Jordan Pickford. Ramsdale being the one that has been eliminated and sent, or not even sent home, just told to stay at home because he's not travelling anywhere. He's staying indoors. We've got Trent Alexander-Arnold, who in the end did get the call-up, which is crazy, and we're going to get into that. Ben Chilwell, Connor Cody, Reece James, Harry Maguire, Tyrone Mings, Luke Shaw, John Stones, Kieran Trippier and Kyle Walker. Those are the defenders. It's a lot of them. We're going to get to that. Jude Bellingham in midfield, Jordan Henderson, Mason Mount, Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice. Not stacked with midfielders, but probably enough. We'll go into the attackers: Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford, Bukayo Saka, Jadon Sancho and Raheem Sterling. Now, in terms of the names that have been left at home and taken off the 33-man squad in order to make the 26, as I've already said, Ramsdale is one. Godfrey stays at home. A lot of people are not really happy about that one, but Godfrey stays at home. Ben White is told to stay at home. Jesse Lingard, I'm going to get to that as well. Jesse Lingard told to stay at home. Ward-Prowse isn't going anywhere. Greenwood was probably in contention to being in the squad, but he was withdrawn due to injury, and I think that probably made Southgate's choice a little easier. And Ollie Watkins is told to stay at home as well. So we've trimmed down 33 to 26, and this right here is the 26. Now, my thoughts on this. I have to say, it's a strong squad. It's a strong squad. Don't get it twisted. England have a good squad here. And a squad that can get a good job done at the Euros. However, it's so defensive. It's so defensive. And we just knew this was going to happen. And I'm kind of worried in a sense that this has kind of played the card. You know, in the same way that the Champions League final, Pep Guardiola played his card in terms of not playing a defensive midfielder and going all-out attack and not really having much of an option to even bolster the attack because he's played all the attack from the get-go. Chelsea read that very well. With England, I think everyone's going to be looking at this and going, yeah, you know what? We now know you're playing with a 5 at the back. We now know you're going to be defensive, and we know how you're going to approach all games now. And that's kind of giving little bits away. Nothing against playing with a back 5. A formation doesn't determine the style. A formation doesn't determine whether you're playing attacking or defensively. You know, you look at the 3-4-3, which is what's most likely going to be adapted, which does mean you're playing with a back 5 in context when defending. That doesn't necessarily mean it has to be defensive. Antonio Conte, for example, sets that formation out defensively. Thomas Tuchel at Chelsea sets that formation out in quite a progressive manner, I would say. It's not a defensive style. It brings good defensive solidity. You can defend very well using that formation, but it doesn't mean that you have to be defensive. You can play expansive football. You can play with a very good attacking brand of football, having a 3-4-3 formation. That's not a problem. As long as your right wing back and your left wing back are contributing to the attacks and posing themselves as attacking options, you can add an overload. So that's not necessarily a problem in terms of the formation. But the amount of defensive options we have here is just, for my opinion, just too much. It's too much. Some are going to justify and say, yeah, you know what, 4 right backs, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Reece James, Kieran Trippier, Kyle Walker. Some are going to justify that. and say, yeah, because they're all versatile. They can all play in different positions. You know, we've got Reece James, Kyle Walker, for example, who can play right centre-back. They can become centre-backs. Reece James can move into midfield. He can play as a midfielder. Trent Alexander-Arnold can move forward and be a right wing-back. Doesn't have to be, someone along the back line. The same goes for Kieran Trippier. What if that's the case, then why do we need 4 centre-backs? Why do we need a boast amount of midfielders when we can just stick Reece James in midfield then? It's trying to justify the amount of these players, or at right back specifically, with reasons that we just know we're not going to use at the Euros. We are not going to see Reece James in midfield. We are not going to see, Trent Alexander-Arnold, I think, might actually be used as an attacking player because there are 3 right backs, aside from him. But I don't see anyone else really going into centre-back, for example. Reece James, yes, because he's done it for Chelsea. But Kieran Trippier, Kyle Walker, playing at centre-back, when we've got 4 centre-backs in Tyrone Mings, Harry Maguire, Connor Cody, John Stones. No, we're just not going to do that. You just know we're not going to do that. So this is where that for me, that reason is kind of flawed. And I just feel like we had attacking options that we could have kept in the team in order to help bolster that side of the pitch and not focus so much on our defence. I just know that Southgate is going to set us up defensively, and for me, I just wouldn't do it. I think England have the players to go attacking. I think we have enough defenders to get a good job done, but we shouldn't be so defensively set up and restrict the football that we can actually play. When you look at the abundance of players that we have up top, I mean, look at it. Calvert-Lewin, Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, Harry Kane, Rashford, Saka, some are going to say shouldn't be in the squad. He's not experienced enough. I hear that, to be honest. Jadon Sancho, Raheem Sterling. When you look at the players that we've left at home, Jesse Lingard. I mean, come on. For me, in terms of his time at West Ham, he's shown enough to show why he needs to be in this team. He deserves it. He deserves it. He's been on form. He's been showing exactly what he can do. He's been a goal threat. He's been using good skill. He's able to dribble. He's got good technicality. I just don't see why he doesn't get into the squad. He misses out. But Saka makes it. And nothing against Saka. He's a top baller. But for me, he shouldn't be in this squad. He should be at the under-21s. That is his level at the moment. I just don't see why he should be involved in this. Again, talented footballer, just not England's senior squad ready, in my opinion. When you look in terms of Ollie Watkins, that's been left out. For me, this is where you look at the detail, and I feel like Ollie Watkins should be here. When you look at in-and-out strikers, what in-and-out strikers do we have in this team? We've got Calvert-Lewin, and you could say we have Harry Kane. But for England, even Harry Kane doesn't act as an in-and-out striker. He tends to come a little bit deeper. And he acts as a number 10. He acts as the you could say the second striker or the man in between the attacking midfielder and the forward. But he is the engine. That is Harry Kane. So whether to say he's an in-and-out striker, I wouldn't even say that. But you could qualify him as one. But Calvert-Lewin is the only other option. Why don't we have another striker there? We've got Phil Foden, cuts in, winger, dribbler. Grealish, cuts in, winger, dribbler. Rashford has been used as a winger, cuts in, winger, dribbler. Saka, winger, dribbler. Sancho, winger, dribbler. Sterling, I can't speak anymore. That's how many flipping wingers we have on the team. And we're playing with we're going to be playing with a 3-4-3. We're going to be playing with 3 frontmen, if I'm not mistaken. Going to have probably 1 striker, or if we're going to have 2 really cutting inside and 1 striker up top, or if we're going to have 1 in the middle and 2 strikers up top, which I don't think we're going to do. But there's an abundance of wingers here when we don't need it. We just don't need it. I have all of these, but for me, we just don't need it. I would probably sacrifice Saka and put Ollie Watkins in. Because as far as I'm concerned, and you can remember this, Saka won't play. Saka will be what Walcott was under Sven-Göran Eriksson, if you remember, when Theo Walcott didn't play a minute. That is going to be Saka. For me, there's just no point having him in this squad. And it's a bit crazy. It's a strong squad. Don't get me wrong. It's a strong squad. But it's a bit crazy. One name that I'm a bit baffled as to why he's actually not there. And some of you may agree, some of you may disagree. Is Jamie Vardy. Why is Jamie Vardy not here? I mean, for Leicester, he's been good. He's been good. And we know what he can bring. We just know that he is that man that sometimes you just send a ball to him and he will put the ball in the net. He just has that capability to turn a situation into a goal-scoring opportunity. It doesn't happen all the time, but he has it in him. And for me, looking at this, where we actually don't have that many forward striking options, why is Jamie Vardy not in the conversation? You know, let alone Ollie Watkins, who's just been kicked out of the 33-man squad. Those little details for me tells me we're going to be playing defensively, and I'm just not a fan. I feel like that restricts what we can do as a team, what we can do as a squad. And I really believe the talent we have in this squad can win us the Euros. France are going to be favourites, absolutely. Their squad looks unbelievable. It looks unparalleled, right? But they are beatable. And I feel like the players we have in this team, in this squad, can get a job done. But they need to be utilised correctly. They need to be utilised in a manner that's exciting and expressive and able to really use the skills that they have to pose a threat. If we're too defensively set up, I feel like we restrict ourselves, we put ourselves under pressure, we invite pressure onto ourselves, we concede and lose games that way, and it's just not, for me, it's just not the way. I feel like if we put teams on the back foot, if we're able to pass very, very quickly, expand ourselves, put pressure on, and play that side of the game and using the technicality, the speed, passing the ball quickly, moving for each other, getting into spaces quickly. We have loads of fast guys on this team. Why don't we do that? You know, the formation I know we're going to set up with kind of restricts the amount of attacking talent to be put on the pitch, and we just shouldn't. We should try and use as much attacking talent as we can in order to put games to bed very early on, because we have the potential to do that. And I feel like Southgate is going to restrict us a bit. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when we get to the Euros. It's a strong squad. I just hope Southgate knows how to set us up. I really hope so. And fingers crossed we do something big at the Euros. Honestly, there shouldn't be any target short or less than a semi-final. Easy. We should be making a semi-final. That should be the standard. We should be aiming for the final and then may the best team win, because we have the talent. So let's get it done. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. What do you think of the squad? What do you think of the names that have been included? What do you think of the 4 right backs? What do you think of the attacking talent we have, but a load of wingers, not enough striking options? Let me know. What do you think? Do you think Southgate will do a good job with this England squad at the Euros? What do you expect England to do at the Euros? Let me know. And let me know about the names that have been, left out, that have been missed out of the 33-man squad and have not made it into the 26. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Be sure to catch the England content that is coming up just prior to the Euros, where we start really looking into England and following the journey. It's going to be interesting. I hope we bring it home. I mean, just from a Chelsea point of view, yeah? There's 3 European winners in this team now, yeah? Listen to them, and they'll be able to tell you how to get a European trophy home. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, a bit of bias kicking in. But thank you all so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you are new. Hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. And I will see all of you later on for second video number 2. Catch it then. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Look after yourselves. Take care. And peace.